She has more incantations. At this point, we should just have 7-star characters. There's 2 things going on here. This might actually be one of the first examples where the rocket science kit actually is rocket science. So just in case anyone was curious, if you don't take your special guest and like leave it to sit on it for a little bit, the next time you log in, the game will prompt you to select your special guest. Just in case anyone was curious. They don't do that with the oh, I guess we technically did already claim the garment thing. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay. So, hello friends and gamers. Welcome to day 2 of Reverse 1999 patch videos, apparently. So, I did have to split the patch video for the first half of 2.8. So, all the Nautica stuff is going in this video. We're doing the kit review. Hopefully there's a survey so we can take a look at our kit. We haven't done a Reverse 1989 character survey in a while because there was none in the Assassin's Creed patch. So we'll figure out who we're pulling for before Muldir drops, because I don't think I have it in me to process all of that. Muldir is out, by the way, by the time you guys are seeing this video, but I need a minute. I need a minute to process. Anyways, yeah, weapons. Can I do my intro, Ezio, please? His voice line is about Leonardo, not himself. Leonardo. What do you know? Okay, Ezio, okay. Anyways, we are gonna take a look at Nautica. So let's just go to the 7 screen. But we're gonna get into all of this today. Not this, the myth at our fingertips. And I have to make a decision. I have a decision to make, because also running right now, the Lucy rerun. So there's only 6 days left for Lucy. There's 21 for Nautica, so we might have to prioritize, which scares me because I want both of them, because I didn't get Lucy last time. So there's that. I know this kit review is gonna take a while. All right, before we get started, well, this particular video is not sponsored. I am a partnered creator with Blue Upbuck and Reverse 1999, and I'll be receiving compensation for this video. Okay, Miss Nautica, 6-star spirit character. I really want to just get right to pulling, but we cannot do that yet. My God, she's beautiful. Look at her. All right, so Miss Nautica, Blood Tithe? Is that how you say that? Blood Tithe? Blood Tithe adaptive DPS. I don't love to talk about stuff from the Chinese server before we get it on global, because I know some people are to consider that like spoilers and whatever, but I do know I think this mechanic is going to become much more common in future patches, and that's all I'll say that's all we're saying on that. But for now, I think Nautica is one of the only characters we have in game that has that Blood Tithe mechanic. So we'll see for now. Oh my God, wait a second. Things are happening. Okay, so I noticed this little like switch icon. Hold on. This little icon to switch right here. So I clicked on it thinking it would change the splash art. No, that's not what this does. So if you click this, she has more incantations. Yeah, that's a limited character. At this point, we should just have 7-star characters, you know? Because Lucy's the same way. If you go to look at Lucy's kit, she doesn't have extra skills, but she also has a lot going on. It is funny that last year we got an intellect anniversary limited, and then this year we have spirit anniversary limited. Why is that funny? Is the visual on the crew screen? No, it's only on the combat screen. There's a whole like visual of like what element goes against what, and it usually makes a circle. So like with like mineral and beast and star and plant, but the only ones that don't fit into that are intellect and spirit, and they're just like they go against each other. So I do think it's kind of funny, if I do say so myself. But let's take a look at Nautica's kit. See, I said in the last video that we were gonna spend at least half an hour going through Nautica's entire kit, thinking it was a normal kit. Oh, no. Oh, no. This definitely needed its own video, because we're gonna be here for quite some time talking about Nautica's kit. If you are curious about what I have to say about Ulrich's kit, as well as all the other new stuff in 2.8, I did talk about that in the previous patch video for Phase 1. Nautica needed her own video, so let's get into it. As per usual, we're going to start at her ult and kind of work our way backwards. So her ultimate skill is called Divine Yoik. I don't entirely know how to say that. I should probably... Nautica's from the Netherlands, correct? That's her like country of origin. Hold on. I don't think we can see that because that's only something like that character information is only something you can see if you pull the character. I'm realizing now, I like went to go close it because I did look at Ulrich's character information last time, and I went to go click the icon up here and I'm like, oh, nope, that doesn't work that way. Okay. So let's move to the other side of the screen so we can... Where are these notes going to show up? Oh, is this notes button new? Because that's a really nice quality of life feature. Okay, so Divine Yoik is a self-channel Interesting that the two characters that we're looking at first half of the patch, because I don't know when we're going to figure out Buddy Fairchild. I really don't, because I don't plan on doing chapter 10 right now. So that could be an issue, because that's the only way to get Buddy. So we might not do a Buddy Fairchild kit review, is what I'm getting at. But interesting that the two characters we've looked at so far, the NAUTIKA being the second one, both their ultimates are a self-channel. I do find that kind of interesting, because it almost feels like if NAUTIKA wasn't a limited character, she would be the 6-star and then Ulrich would be like the free 5-star. But NAUTIKA is almost like a 7-star character because she's limited. So it feels like Ulrich was our free 5-star. Like Ulrich is to Alexios as NAUTIKA is to Cassandra. Does this make sense? Thank you. Anyways, but with this self-channel, she enters Blood Sacrifice for 1 round. This does not take up the allied incantation draw limit. Again, Ulrich's kit does a similar mechanic with one of his portraits. However, with NAUTIKA, an honorary 7-star character, she's not actually 7 stars, but this is the best way I can describe like how above and beyond she is compared to other characters' kits. Honorary 7-star character. In our hearts, she's 7 stars. But interesting, because in order for the ult to not take up part of the incantation draw limit, with Ulrich, I believe that's part of his portraits. You need to get one of his portraits to activate that. Whereas with NAUTIKA, it's just there. She just has that. So when it comes to notes then, 1,000 Scars counts as only 1 action. The reality damage dealt ignores dodge and won't trigger damage sharing among allies or other additional damage. I don't even know what 1,000 Scars is. Okay, it's part of Blood Sacrifice. All right, cool. So with Blood Sacrifice, this is the channel state. At the end of the round, consumes as much Blood Tithe as possible. I'm assuming Blood Tithe then is a stack. We'll get to that in a second. For every 8 points of Blood Tithe consumed, gains 3 points of Blood Sacrifice, up to 24 points. If carrying at least 3 points of Blood Sacrifice, she casts 1,000 Scars. Otherwise, casts 1,000 Springs. Instead, cannot act while channeling. So Blood Tithe then is at 1 point, it's a stacking mechanic, accumulated whenever allies lose 3,000 HP combined. So let's say we have a 3-stack on the field. The enemy deals 1,000 damage to the 3 characters you have on the field. Boom, 3,000 HP combined, 1 stack of Blood Tithe. HP loss from being attacked accumulates Blood Tithe at only 30% efficiency. Wait a minute, HP lost from being attacked. So wait a minute, the example I just gave, would that mean if enemy attacks 1,000 damage to each character? So that would mean you would only actually get 1,000 damage. So it's like it's cumulative, but not. How else are you losing damage? Like, I guess maybe a character like Semmelweis. So I'm assuming then she would work with Semmelweis, yes? Because Semmelweis eats her own HP as part of her buffing mechanic. I think Jay might actually, one of his shield, I think also eats HP to a certain degree. So again, maybe those characters do work together. Those are the only characters I can think of off the top of my head, because when I first started the game, first really started getting really into it, I ran Jay and Semmelweis together because I thought they were both pretty, and I just wanted to look at pretty characters. So yeah, I think then, hypothetically then, with NAUTIKA, you would want to, first of all, healer. You need a healer with this team. Second of all, you would probably want a character who consumes their own HP for one reason or another. And I think Semmelweis as a support, I think she could work well. Semmelweis might have Blood Tithe as a mechanic, and I just don't remember because it's been so long. I actually, after we're done looking at her ult, I'm gonna go pop up on Semmelweis' character info. But 1,000 Springs, haven't even talked about this. So this is a mass attack that deals 500% reality damage to all enemies. This attack also deals 100% reality damage based on 25% of the user's max HP instead of attack, and recovers own max HP times 15% HP. So 15% of your max HP. Yes, okay. So she also does heal a little bit, which is good, especially because of this Blood Tithe mechanic. You're gonna want as much healing as possible. So I think that's actually really good. If you have a beefy enough team and it's like a low stakes level, you probably wouldn't need a healer. Because it's like the enemy you're fighting. If it's like a daily stage and you want to run NAUTIKA, you probably don't need a healer in that scenario because it's gonna go like be done in a couple, like 2 rounds anyways. But still, I do really want to quickly look at Semmelweis because I feel like she might have that Blood Tithe. Support, DPS, HP sacrifice. I'm not seeing anything about Blood Tithe, but that HP sacrifice is like what I think is what would work there, you know? Like that's more so what I'm taking a look at. Yeah, I don't see anything about Blood Tithe, but that doesn't mean it's not like she wouldn't work in that mechanic, because also a lot of her stuff has to do with blood anyways. I'm pretty sure she's a vampire. Doesn't say anything about her being a vampire here. Cover story. So I think she is though. I almost hit the 10 times summon instead of actually going back to the kit. Okay. But yeah, that's her ult. definitely think, I think I would be curious to run her with Semmelweis for sure. But let's actually get to her incantations now. So this first attack incantation is called Haunting Pain. I read that as hunting. I missed the A. Haunting Pain. Are all of her things gonna be this depressing? Haunting Pain. Martyr of the Abyss. There's two things going on here. Oh my god. We're gonna be here for like an hour. Oh my god. Okay. I've made jokes about kits being rocket science kits before, where there's like a lot of information presented to you, but then when you actually get in game, it's like all happening in the background passively, so it's like not even that serious. So jokingly, I'll call it a rocket science kit because it feels like rocket science to try and understand it, but it really isn't. It's really not rocket science, quite frankly. This might actually be one of the first examples that I can think of in recent history where the rocket science kit actually is rocket science. Because what is going on? Okay, Haunting Pain. It's gonna be me trying to understand this kit. Haunting Pain at incantation level 1 is a mass attack. So you lose 20% of your current HP. So this is, she also technically has an HP sacrifice mechanic for like similar to Semmelweis. But you lose 20% of your current HP, or Nautica will, to deal 100% reality damage to 2 enemies. So it says it's a mass attack, but it's really not. It's just 2 enemies, which if you only have 2 enemies in the field, surprise, that's a mass attack. But if you have 4, it's not a mass attack, it's a half attack. This attack also deals 100% reality damage based on 10% of the user's max HP instead of attack. So she scales on HP, essentially, is what's happening here. You also gain 4 stacks of, I don't know how to say this word, but I know it's like one of those hip, trendy millennial words. Haig, is it? I have no idea how to say it. But this is a special mechanic. Max HP goes up by 2% with this, so each 1 stack gives 2. So if you have 2 stacks, it'd be 4. Yes. Stacks up to 15 times, lasts 3 rounds, and each trigger refreshes the duration. So if you're on round 2, but you get another stack, surprise, back to 3. So hypothetically, I think, maybe this doesn't work like this in practice, but hypothetically, it sounds like if you plan this out well enough, you could have this active all the time. But these are the numbers and things for incantation level 1. If we go up to incantation level 2, what is changing? Quite a bit changes, actually. So the amount of HP lost is going to be now go up to 30%. So a little bit of a debuff to get more of a buff, but you're dealing an extra 50% reality damage to 2 enemies. And the extra reality damage is based on 15% of the user's max HP instead of attack. Also, you gain 6 stacks of Haig instead of 4. A lot of things are changing, which Reverse usually, or at least in recent memory, hasn't done this a ton with character kits where they, like this stacking mechanic adds more stacks. I think it maybe Ulrich they did. Again, very similar kits, but okay, that's Incantation 2. Incantation 3 really ups the ante a little bit. You lose 50% of your current HP to deal an extra 150% reality damage. Is it? No, it's like just 100%. I lied. An extra 100% compared to Incantation level 2. The extra reality damage you're doing based on attack is 25% of max HP, so it's actually not based on attack, it's based on HP. I lied. I'm already getting things crossed. But the extra reality damage you're doing based on HP goes up to 25% from 15. And you gain 10 stacks of Haig. I believe that is the max stack. Nope, you can get 15. So if you stack this, like if you play your cards right, quite literally, and get this to level 3 incantation quickly enough, frequently enough, you could technically have this Haig special state active with the extra 2% max HP all the time, which for losing 50% HP is probably really helpful. You definitely need a dedicated healer for Nautica. I think she would only work in like a hyper carry situation where you have, like, I'm already thinking like the team I would immediately want to try. I know Vila's not in meta anymore, but I like her and I will continue to use her. Immediately the team I'm thinking of using is Nautica. I feel like it's a 3-stack. Nautica, Semmelweis, and Vila. That's the team I'm immediately thinking of. I don't know how well that would work in practice, but that's immediately what my brain is going to because she needs dedicated supports and she needs a healer. Whoever's best in slot healer right now, probably you should use them. Okay, this adaptive skill scares me because there's 2 different things going on here, and that's a lot. So one of them is an attack and one of them is a counter. Okay, so I don't know, how is it adaptive? Like, how is that changing? Because this is an adaptive incantation. It says adaptive on the card, meaning it can be either an attack or a counter, but I don't know how this works in practice. So I immediately see this and I'm like, oh, just one of the attack cards will show up or one of the counter cards will show up, but it's technically the same thing, hypothetically, allegedly, but in practice, it might actually be different. So the attack one is called Martyr of the Abyss. At Incantation level 1, this is a single target attack. You lose 20% HP from all characters, but this does not go higher than 20% of the user's max HP. So I believe, what does that even mean? Oh, my brain. Yeah, sure, fine. Okay, this also grants adversity 1 to all allies for 3 rounds. It deals 50% of the number of characters in reality damage based on 10% of the user's max HP instead of attack. So here's what I'm thinking. Example, you got 2 characters alive on the field. You're dealing 1-time reality damage. That really bites. So many of Nautika's skills are like, you can do this insane amount of damage, but then also you're gonna die. Like, everything I know about Nautica, this makes a lot of sense, but damn, you're really putting her through the ringer, aren't you? Can somebody give my girl a break? Oh my god, her kid is insane. That's the thing, Martyr of the Abyss, haunting pain. Can somebody please give my girl a break? Oh my god. Okay, I'm kidding, but like still, in canon, can we just let Nautica go on a little vacation, please? Thank you. God. Okay, making me crash out. What's adversity 1? This is a positive status effect, damage taken reduction, and damage bonus plus 10%. So you take 10% less damage and do 10% more damage. Cool. For every 10% missing HP, damage taken reduction and damage bonus goes up by 2.5%. Additionally, up to an extra 20%. So that's kind of cracked. I would say, I see adversity. Wait a minute. Damage taken reduction. Oh no, yeah, adversity. Yeah, so you do 10%, you get 10% more damage done to you. I lied. It's not you take 10% less damage. Oh no, that is actually a debuff. I was like, it's called adversity. It has to be bad, right? So yeah, you take more damage, but also do more damage for it. Okay, okay. So that's incantation level 1. If we go up to 2, be not afraid. Oh my god, they did the thing. They said the thing. Oh, I'm losing it. Okay, be not afraid. I shouldn't be laughing. Okay, so the amount of HP depleted is 30% of HP from, wait, what is it? Current HP, 30% of the current HP. So if you're at 50% HP, it's 30% of that. Okay, so same deal with Incantation 1, it's 20% of that, but that doesn't go higher than 20, 30, whatever percent of the max HP on the character. That makes more sense now. You still get adversity 1 for 3 rounds. The amount of damage being done, or like the damage multiplier is the same. It's still half of however many characters you have on the field. And then the reality damage goes up to 15% of the user's max HP instead of 10. So ideally, Nautica would probably work best the more characters you have on field. Like, think that one event in the Assassin's Creed collab patch where you were allowed to have like 5 characters on the field. Yeah, that one, Nautica would have slayed so hard. Okay, and then at Incantation level 3, you have 50% of your current HP on all characters depleted, but this doesn't go higher than 50% of max HP. Still getting adversity 1. The multiplier stays the same, but the reality damage based on HP goes up to 25% at Incantation 3. So you probably, my thing with the Nautica's incantations specifically is that like you can do a lot of damage, but you can do a big damage number, go boom boom, but it's gonna kill you. So it's like, if you're low on HP, maybe don't stack this to 3. Play it at Incantation 1. But if it's the beginning of the game or the round and you're like full HP, or you get like a good heal from your characters or something, then yeah, you probably can stack that. The only thing is, in order to stack the card, you have to wait a few rounds and let it stack. But that's usually when you're lower on HP. So I don't know. It's like, it really is like, you have to be like 40 chessing this to figure out the best way for Nautica to work. And I just put my game on auto clear all the time. So what am I gonna do? Anyways, we are gonna take a look at Weaver of Light. I do have to move to the other side of the screen though for that. So Weaver of Light, this is the counter version. This is at Incantation 1, this is a self counter. You enter Mother Spirit's guidance status for 3 rounds, and damage taken is -10 for 3 rounds. So you actually take less damage compared to Martyr of the Abyss. With Weaver of Light, you actually are getting a damage taken reduction. It's a true reduction. You're actually having less damage done to your character. Martyr of the Abyss is the opposite. More damage is going to be done with its adversity stat. Mother's Spirit Guidance, though, is... I'm covering it, but I want you guys to see the information on this side. But Mother's Spirit Guidance, this is another counter. After being attacked, you gain 1 stack of... what do we say? Haig? Is that it? Healing taken goes up by 10%. For every 10% missing HP, healing taken goes up by another 5%, up to 40%. So if Martyr of the Abyss is the one that kills ya, Weaver of Light is how you get healed. How this goes up at Incantation level 2, the 10% damage reduction goes to 15%, and then at Incantation 3, it's up to 25% damage taken reduction. So I'm curious what the, like, how each one procs, you know, like what is happening, or do they have a, like, similar rate of showing up on screen? I'm not sure. That's definitely something that I would like to see in the survey. So we'll see how that works. I did also just get a YouTube email jump scare, and that's not the first time this week. Actually, I've brought this up before, like a little aside, but anytime I get an email titled YouTube, I think it's a copyright claim, and I jump a little bit. So got really distracted in the middle of explaining that, which is not a good time to get distracted. So we have another attack incantation. I'm going to move back to where we were. So this is called Ice Core Drilling. It is a single target attack, and at incantation level 1, this deals 200% reality damage. This is very basic, and I appreciate that. I do. This is very straightforward. So at incantation level 2, this deals 300% reality damage, an extra 100% reality damage. And at incantation level 3, you deal 500% reality damage. It goes up by 200 from the 300, and then, yeah, okay, cool. So very straightforward. This is extremely, literally, they gave Nautica a pickaxe and said, have fun. I hope you like Minecraft. So, yeah, this is exactly what it sounds like. Thank you for making that easy. I think this is something you need to stack. In a worst case scenario, 200% reality damage is fine. You know, store-bought is fine. But if you can get that stacked and you want to do that damage, I think the 500, it's a basic attack incantation. Stacking it just gives you more damage numbers, quite frankly, but there's nothing crazy. You know, like you're not getting extra stacks or something. Like, it's very straightforward. Her last incantation then is a buff incantation called Whiteout Warning. Still got that pickaxe. This is a mass buff. Damage dealt will go up by 15% at incantation level 1, and damage taken also goes down by 15% for all allies for 2 rounds. So very straightforward. You get a little bit of everything. You get a buff as well as a debuff on damage taken, which is actually a buff. So at incantation level 2, both of these numbers go up to 20% damage dealt and minus 20% damage taken. At incantation level 3 then, 25% damage dealt multiplier, and then 25% less damage taken. Again, similarly to the straight up attack incantation, playing it at level 1 isn't going to be the end of the world, but playing it at level 3 will definitely give you a little bit of an extra edge. So do with that one what you will. Those are all of her incantations though. It's almost been half an hour, guys. That's what I was talking about. We also have her inheritance. So this is going to be as you level her up and activate her 3 insight levels, you'll get these buffs. So this is all happening passively. This is usually where we get into the rocket science, because it's like there's a lot of information, but this is all happening passively. You really don't have to do anything but level up your character. So at insight level 1, after taking an action, you gain 1 stack of Haig. So that is something that keeps happening. Very simple, actually, for Insight 1. Usually Insight 1 is kind of insane. But instead, Insight 2 is our insane one, because usually Insight 2 is like plus 8% damage. Have fun. But Insight 2 actually goes kind of crazy here. And I'm assuming that is because this form you see right here is only, like, this is her outfit once you get her to Insight 2. So how this works is at Insight 1, she's wearing like the ones you see here, like this outfit, her little snow outfit. That's what she wears at Insight 1. But then once you unlock Insight 2, you get the beast form, essentially. So I'm assuming that is why her Insight 2 is kind of a little bit more crazy. But it's specifically because you got to unlock the beast form to be able to do the cool thing. Which I'm curious if at Insight, like these cards, if those show up at Insight 1. I'm assuming you get those before Insight 1, or like unlocking Insight 2. Like you know, like, because I feel like it wouldn't make sense to not have, I don't know. Nautica is probably the most interesting kit we've ever had, but Insight 2. Accumulates blood tithe whenever an ally loses HP. Okay, always good to have, because we're going to be losing a lot of HP. When entering battle, you lose... Oh my god, when entering battle, you lose 50% of your current HP. So essentially, if you're entering battle, you're losing half your HP. You're going to battle with half HP. Okay. Which, again, knowing what I know about this whole beast form and Nautica's story, that does make a certain amount of sense. But you lose that 50% HP to gain blood tithe or max blood tithe plus 8. The user's HP won't drop below 15% due to such HP lost effect. So you will have at least 15% HP. User's Moxie is then replaced by Faith, and whenever blood tithe increases, Faith goes up by 1. So this is essentially just Moxie. The user's ultimate is available when Faith reaches 8. Interesting. So I guess I have both different mechanics running. This is going to be an insane team. What even is max blood tithe? Oh, I wouldn't know. You can't click on that. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense that there's so much happening with her insight too, because that's when you unlock the beast form and like that. It makes sense, but very different from kits we've gotten before for sure. Okay, so then at Insight 3, in the Mother Spirit's guidance status, for every 8 points of blood tithe gained, this casts Mouth of the Mother 1 time. Mouth of the Mother then is a mass attack. You will lose 20% of your current HP to deal 150% reality damage to all enemies. This is a true mass attack. This attack also deals 100% reality damage based on 15% of the user's max HP instead of attack. So I'm assuming you really want to build up that HP. Then also at the start of the round, if without Reborn, consume 4 points of blood tithe to gain Reborn. The blood tithe cost for each subsequent trigger then increases by 4. So what is Reborn? This is a special state. If you survive a lethal attack, you dispel all negative effects from self and recover max HP. 30% of your max HP disappears after trigger. This is unstackable. So essentially you get like 1 death defiance, if that makes sense. You're allowed to survive 1 time, but it has to be like the enemy has to crit probably or something. I don't know. Insane. So much is happening here. Let's go to the pay to play section, which this is a true pay to play section, my guy. What's the pay to play section if you're new here? Basically, this is the part of the video where we go through the characters' portraits, because at this point you're probably paying for extra characters, extra copies of the character, and I say if I think they're worth it or not. This is a segment we do here. Now, it was a bit weird with Ulrich because there's actually no way to pull for dedicated copies of Ulrich right now in game. So his was like, I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, go for it, but like, you can't right now. Nautica is different because her banner is available for another 20 days. So like, you got 20 days to throw down. But do I recommend it? Let's find out. Spend responsibly and all that jazz. You don't need, like, Nautica's limited, like anniversary limited, so we're not going to see her again for like another year. So I do recommend, if you want Nautica, like I don't recommend spending, but like if you want Nautica, that you're either gonna have to get her now or wait a year. So honestly, truly, this is also kind of going into a little bit of poll plan. Get 1 copy of Nautica, because Lucy's also, if you don't have Lucy, I would also go for a copy of Lucy. That's kind of my plan. I don't know how well that's gonna work out, but we're gonna try. But let's go through these portraits, and I'll do like I usually will do like a low spender, whale spender, or like close to whale, and then like usually, like I'll do a low spender and high spender recommendation of where I think you should go. Usually what I'll recommend is pulling either 1 copy, so free to play-esque, because you can get 1 copy at free to play, or like the low spender cutoff for patch, like the first run of the banner, but most characters go into the standard, so, or they get a rerun, so you can get the other copies then. Nautica is a bit different, so I can't recommend that of going for a couple copies. And I mean, you could do that and get the rest of your copies next year. I mean, that's not like the end of the world, you know, but you know, we'll see. So everything we just went over is portrait 0. That's 1 copy of Nautica. P1, portrait 1, or 2 copies of Nautica then is a buff for no longer pulls apart. This is the name of her inheritance, her passive skills. When entering battle, blood tithe or max blood tithe gained is increased to 16. So increased to 16. What's the original stack? I don't know. Hag's max HP bonus is increased to plus 3% from 2%, and the increased points of blood tithe required to cast Mouth of the Mother is reduced to 6 originally. I don't know what the original cost of that is. Do I have to, does it say here? 8 points. 8 points. Mouth of the Mother is cast every 8 points, so it goes down to 6, so -2. Yeah, it's fine. Level 1 is fine, but it feels a little nothing burgery, especially I'm looking at level 2, P2 up there, and I'm like, okay, well, that's gonna be a lot. It doesn't take up the whole screen, but it gets close to it. All right, P2 or 3 copies of Nautica is a buff for her ultimate. So during Blood Sacrifice, this is the, I believe this is the channel. The required points of blood tithe consumed to gain Blood Sacrifice is reduced to 7. So I guess for every 8 points, it goes down by 1. Okay, so, okay. All right, it's reduced to 7. Blood Sacrifice's point limit is increased to 27. So the original point limit is 24, so you get a little bit extra. The percentage of own max HP replacing 1,000 scars damage dealt is increased to times 27.5. This is up from 25, so a little bit of extra there as well. Also, for every point of blood sacrifice, max HP is increased to plus 10%. Originally, it is... What is it? I don't know. I think it's this points consumed. That's 5%. I think it goes up to 10. So that's a pretty decent increase. The percentage of own max HP replacing 1,000 Springs' damage dealt is increased to times 50%, and max HP is increased to plus 30%. So the damage dealt is going up from 25%, so it's doubling, as well as the max HP is going up from 50% to 30, so that is also doubling. So then the max HP increase going up to 10, I'm also assuming then is up. That's that 5% being doubled to 10%. That makes the most sense. There's a lot happening in her portrait too. Do I think it's good? Probably. Again, it's all percentage increases for the most part. It's mostly percentage increases. And I always will take a percentage increase as opposed to a blanket like up to 27 type increase, because that percentage based on how you build the character can kind of go nutty. So I do think her level 2 portrait is probably what you're stopping at if you're a low spender, or if you're a whale who plans on getting the rest of the copies next year. It's generally why I say to only get a couple copies or even just one copy the first banner run, is because the changing meta of gacha games, it's very common that the next time this character is run, they're going to be completely out of the meta and be useless to the game. So I highly doubt that with NAUTIKA, just based off of how long Lucy has been a part of the meta, but I do take it with a grain of salt. I do think NAUTIKA is definitely more worth it, especially because Lucy was worth it. Like, I didn't get Lucy, and there's been so many times where my game would be so much easier if I had had Lucy. So yeah, you know, Lucy's relevance to the meta and gameplay could go down now that we have a new anniversary limited released, but I mean, we'll see. Like, it's not impossible to play the game without these characters, but it helps a lot. But I do think if you're a low spender, or if you are a high spender who is going to get the rest of the copies next year on a rerun or something, because also keep in mind, yes, NAUTIKA is going to be reread next year, but we're going to have another anniversary limited character that goes insane. So like, I don't have Lucy. I have to figure out that one. So even though they get a rerun, it's like, at what cost? You know? I do think her level 2 is worth it, though. I do think that. So portrait level 3, this is 4 copies of NAUTIKA, is a buff for no longer pulls apart. This is, again, her passive insight skilling stuff. So Mother's Spirit's Guidance. This is the plural, it's plural. That the healing taken by that is increased by 20%. So you get, that doubles as well. It goes up from 20% from 10. For every 10% HP lost, healing taken is increased by 7.5% as opposed to 5. And this caps off at 60% as opposed to 40. So again, I do think level 3 is probably pretty worth it as well because of those percentage increases. Mouth of the Mother's HP loss is increased to 30% of current HP from 20%. So it's not as big of an increase, but that is an increase regardless. Or wait, oh yeah, HP loss. So you actually are losing more HP. The percentage of own max HP replacing additional damage dealt is increased to 25%. So that is going from 15 to 25, so you're getting an extra 10 there. Same deal with the current HP, you're getting an extra 10. The second half, debatable. I like half of level 3. The second half is kind of like, oh, that might be a problem. I still think 2 is probably a fine place to stop, quite frankly. Level 4, Portrait 4, this is 5 copies of NAUTIKA. This is a buff for Gates of Horn and Ivory. Oh, this is her adaptive skill. Okay, so Gates of Horn and Ivory is the collective name for both of these 2 incantations, Martyr of the Abyss and Weaver of Light. So this is basically those 2 incantations as a buff for both of them. So there's a 1 and a 2. Part 1. At incantation rank 1, 2, or 3, the percentage of own max HP replacing damage dealt is increased to 20, 30, or 50% respectively. So I'm assuming that is for Abyss, right? Hold on, goes to 20. I'm assuming that's the reality. Is it the reality damage taken instead of attack? Probably. So it goes from 10% to 20, and then 25 goes to 50, that deal. Part 2, so this is going to be for Weaver of Light. At incantation rank 1, 2, or 3, damage taken reduction is changed to 20, 25, or 40% respectively, and the duration is increased to 4 rounds. Yes, okay, that does make sense. The duration of Mother Spirit's Guidance is increased to 4 rounds as well. So originally it's at 3 rounds, and that is consistent across all incantation levels of Weaver of Light, so you get an extra round. But the damage taken then also goes up, it looks like, by... Is it 10% or is it doubled? 20, 25, 40. So it's doubled on rank 1, and then it goes up to, it's 10, because it goes to 25 on rank 2, and then it goes to 40 on rank 3. So I don't know what the scaling on that was supposed to be, because it's not consistent. There's something going on there. Her Incantation 4, it's probably helpful, but it's not a huge increase. It's just like an extra round, and also there's so much going on with that Incantation 4 that I don't even want to think about it. So I don't think you need 4, but like a lot of people are probably pulling for it anyways. Portrait 5, or 6 copies of Nautica, is another ultimate buff. So during Blood Sacrifice, the required number of Blood Tithe points consumed to gain Blood Sacrifice is reduced to 6. So originally it was for every 7 points. 7, so it's 1 less point. Okay. Where did 7 come from? Wasn't it 8 before? Girl, I don't know. Blood Sacrifice's point limit is also increased to 30 from 27, so you get a little bit extra there. The percentage of own max HP replacing every 1,000 scars' damage dealt is increased to 35%. That is up from, I believe, that 27.5. So again, a little bit extra. I don't really think her level 5 is entirely necessary. I'm gonna be so real, and I think maybe Blue Epic did that because they knew she's an anniversary limited. There's not as much time. Like, even though you have the full banner, she's not coming back on a rerun till next year. So maybe they made those higher portraits not as like necessary because they knew not everyone would be pulling anyways, just because we don't get a rerun. Because a lot of times if a character's going to the standard, you can get extra copies. Like if you go to pull to level 2 portrait here, if you get them losing a 50-50 on the standard a couple patches down the road, you can like kind of make your way up to like higher portraits. Like I think my Marcus is at like P2 at this point, like, and that's entirely been off of 50-50 losses. But that's just a weird scenario where I keep getting Marcus on my 50-50 losses. But like hypothetically, you can get some of these in passing with a standard character after their initial patch. You can't do that with Nautica, so I feel like maybe they put in some buffer patches that, like, it's good to have, but it's not game breaking. I still think level 2 is probably a good place, totally fine place to stop. I think it's the biggest jump in like bonus damage dealt or whatever that you'll grab, and it is, quite frankly, the longest of all of them. So I think level 2 is a fine place to stop, and then maybe if you want the extra copies next year, go for it. But generally, 2 extra copies of a character in most gacha games is where you can stop. So that doesn't surprise me that Portrait 2 here is also that like stopping point. So after 47 minutes, we went through the entire description of Nautica's kit. And I would like to try and do that survey now. 47 minutes. So I'm hoping she has a survey. She does. We have a survey finally. I say that because in the Assassin's Creed collaboration, we did not get surveys at all. Why? I don't know why we're on the streets of Los Angeles, but okay. I was right about team comps. All right. Feet Rainy Night Butcher. Why are we here? Girl, I don't know. Oh my God, my son Ezra's here too. Oh my God. Hold on, moving the box again. Okay, so we have, first of all, Nautica is in slot 4, so she's all the way in the back. We have Semmelweis in slot 1. Slot 2 is going to be my son, Ezra. What does Ezra do? I actually don't know. Shield support. Okay, that makes sense. All right. And then we have Eternity, Nasty Wound DPS. Okay, interesting. What does she do? Leech rate. Oh, does she lifesteal? Healing taken minus 50%. She also eats her own HP. Okay, that makes total sense. I didn't know, I couldn't think of any other characters that eat their own HP, but Eternity does. Okay. Does Ezra at all? Ezra does Blood Tithe. Oh, I didn't know Ezra does Blood Tithe. My son does Blood Tithe? What do you know? That's the thing. I don't have Ezra. I call Ezra my son because I love Allure games in general. So also don't look at my cells. They capped out and I haven't fixed that yet. I will be fixing it after we record this video, but I haven't fixed it yet. So yeah, I was kind of right in theory crafting a team here. Semmelweis is here. I feel like Ezra and Eternity can probably be flipped around for other characters, but Ezra I actually think would probably be really helpful there just because of that Blood Tithe. I can see that. Yeah, okay. All right, let's start. So how we do this, we kind of have a rhythm here. I'm turning off double speed first of all, and that double speed will essentially stay off until I see all of Nautica's skills in particular. So I'm gonna prioritize running her skills without any real sort of like strategy, because I want to see what the animations look like firsthand. So, and then we're just kind of gonna throw stuff down and see if we can clear the boss. And if we can clear the boss in a normal amount of rounds that makes sense, then the character must be good. It does want to give me the Blood Tithe tutorial. So I've actually not used Blood Tithe before. So let's take a look at this. When certain effects are active, the Blood Chalice will appear in battle. So that's what this heart is. This records and converts the amount of HP lost by your team into Blood Tithe points. At the start of each round, your Blood Tithe limit updates based on the total max HP of your deployed characters. You tap on the blood chalice to actively cast Drink Dry the Living. And what is Drink Dry the Living? This consumes all blood tithe. For each point of blood tithe consumed, recovers a percentage of max HP for all allies. Okay, so this also will be a little bit of a healing mechanic, because I don't think we technically have a healer. Does Ezra? I don't think Ezra heals. Does he? I didn't get a good look. Mass buff, Ezra does heal. Okay, so Ezra's probably your best in slot healer for this team, because you have blood tithe as well as the healing. Okay, I see the vision. So we're looking for things that belong. Haunting Pain. No, stop that. Haunting Pain. Oh my god, why can't I? Because I'm trying to click and drag. Why am I trying to click? So we're gonna do Haunting Pain and then this adaptive Gates of Horn and Ivory. So that's what it's called. It actually is called Gates of Horn and Ivory. Oh, choose one out of rank 1 Weaver of Light and Martyr of the Abyss. That is not how I thought that was gonna work. So when we looked at the kit details, I was like, oh, I don't, like, is it gonna be like, do they just show up at a random rate? Like, what's the rate on that? You get to pick. So if we click on the adaptive one, you literally get to pick. It's almost similar, I feel like, to how Andronala is set up a little bit. So I think because we haven't been hit yet, let's use Martyr of the Abyss and see that one first. But we do have to look out for that card so we can see the other one as well. And then let's do that health and we'll buff Nautica. Sure. Let's see these. So, okay, we're doing numbers a little bit. Okay. Nautica's health is very low already. Oh, it's kind of going up. Way to go, Ezra. That's my son. Okay. Nautica's ult is also already available to play, so we can see that. I'm gonna speed this baby up. All right, unspeed this baby up. The only other Nautica card that came up then is her ult, so we're gonna play that first and just keep healing. I almost don't want to run Semmoise's ult because I know she takes health with that ult, and it scares me. So we'll just run some debuffs then, yeah. All right, everyone lock in for Nautica's life-changing ult. Oh, it's a self-channel, so we gotta wait a couple rounds. We're not locked in yet. That's probably why it procced so early, so you have to self-channel and, like, wait for that. There she goes. I've done double. Oh, you have to click it yourself. Oh my god, that's kind of fun. Get it. Get their ass. Whoa. Oh my god, it's like a small movie. Nautica, sweetie. Oh my god, their HP went down so fast. Nautica's insane. She's insane. She's insane. Her ult is already back, by the way. Like, we got it again. No shot. We're not even gonna be able to see her other incantations because all we've gotten were like we got the double one that can be whatever you want it to be, and one of the other ones, we're not even gonna see them all. She has too many incantations. All right, let's get heals. Let's get heals and debuffs. And then run that attack again. I'm just gonna double speed this round. There we go. Heals, baby, heals. No, there's 2 waves, but this is gonna go so fast. No, I really want Ezra on my account now. I need my son here. Okay, so then we go boop, 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 boop. Literally, it's like a pre-rendered video they threw in here. That's insane. I've had some things to say about reverse ult animations, kind of like they were going down. I felt like they were going downhill for a while. And then for multiple patches in a row, they proved me wrong and had some really cool ult animations. And then to top it off, whatever Nautica's got going on. All right, so have we seen this one? Haunting Pain we have. We'll still run it. I'm just gonna go down the line here. We'll run that one actually because I want to stack that. There's my son, everyone. Oh! I love my son. Everyone should love Ezra, my son. Semmoise's ult could have ruined this, but it's a survey stage, so it can't be that bad. I'm just like, Semmoise eats HP. Oh, there we go. Wave 1 done. All right, we got the Butcher. Nautica's ult is back, so I'm just gonna start. Yeah, we can do attacks. Actually run that because it's stacked. And then I'm just gonna go down the line here because I want those attacks to stack. I am kind of metagaming this just a little bit. I want to see the rest of Nautica's attacks though, but she's like so locked in that we're just not. Nautica's got a lot going on. Her ult does charge up quite fast. I do think that the mechanic of being able to stab things is fun. I will say that. God, that is so insane. She's so insane. Like, I don't remember Lucy being this insane, you know? All right, what do we got? Well, run that so I can stack those. Oh, but it showed up again, so I want to try and, yeah, buff Nautica, sure, do that. How are we doing? Nautica, I need you to lock in, because Nautica clears these guys faster. Oh, we really need some heals. We got our adaptive skill again, but nothing else. Maybe her incantations are different depending on what form you run her in, because they're running her in her beast form here. That was something I was curious about, and it looks like that might be the case. But we're gonna, we'll run her ult, and then she's in blood sacrifice, so we can't. So what if we do her counter then. Okay, so we could just have a Nautica round. Nautica speed round. Actually, what I want to do here, Weaver of Light. Does that damage debuff? Wait, okay, hold on. Does that damage debuff? Damage taken minus 10%. Okay, so that's fine. Run that, then that. Sure. It's funny because this is actually a combination of cards I could run in my own gameplay if I get Nautica. We might have that Death Defiance. Yeah, that probably is a Death Yep, there she goes. Does she actually survive? Oh yeah, she's up to 30% HP again. Yep, look at her. Hello. Stab, 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 stab. Nautica, please take them out. It's been an hour. Oh God, we're gonna be here for ages. I'm probably gonna have characters die on me, just so we're all on the same page. Actually, maybe not. Ezra, if you would heal, that'd be great. All right, run you, Nautica, you, and then that's a 3-star attack, baby. Simoleis might die. Oh, yep, Simoleis is dead. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, this is unfortunate now. Troops Ezra. We have 2 adaptives now. First of all, ooh, which one of these do I want to stack? We'll run that. Do a Weaver of Light, an attack, an ult. So we've probably seen everything we can with Nautica at least. I really hope Nautica doesn't die. Oh, we have to do this again. Take him out! Take him out, please! I don't have the brain power for this. Oh my God, why do you have so much defense? What's that all about? Oh my God, Ezra. Ezra here to save the day. Never mind, it's already stacked. Run that, and also run that. Just a full heal round because we're struggling. Oh my God, I didn't even need to do that full heal round because we healed somehow another way. Oh, maybe they did run the cards. No, because I still have 2 sitting here. Oh, Nautica's health is all the way down again. Okay, so the heal round was worth it. Never mind. Well, at least they're going. Oh, they hit Nautica. All right, health. Run these 2 ults, please. I'm not gonna be able to do this in 20 rounds. This is literally a trial stage. Why does this butcher have hands in a trial stage? I must be running Nautica wrong. Maybe this is a sign I shouldn't pull for Nautica, but I'm still pulling for Nautica. I already made my decision. This is gonna be like Anjo Nala all over again, where I end up not getting her. Okay, so now we're doing some numbers. Please get his ass, Nautica. All right, we're getting somewhere. I'm learning Blood Tithe is not the mechanic for me, I think. I think that's what we're learning today. I'm really good when it comes to impromptu incantation, but Blood Tithe, no. Run that, run that, run that. Eternity speed round. No, this thing is so beefy. What the heck? And the butcher just keeps going. How many extra actions do you have, my guy? I'm gonna run that. Weaver of Light, another Weaver of Light. I'm running. Am I doing that? Yeah, I am. Attack. Because also it seems like running with Nautica's ult, running it at the end of the round gives more points, I think, for the stabby stabs. No, it doesn't, because that was 6. Okay, because before it was 12. You know, I do kind of wish that you had the option to, like, the character has like a cutscene video to maybe only see it on the first time run through of it. Because I've seen that in other gacha games. I think the full animation is a little bit long sometimes. That's all I gotta say. Heals, run a debuff, attack. Sure. There we go. We have health again. Kinda. Nautica's very squishy, I will say that. Like, I know she eats her own HP a little bit, but also, like, when she gets hit and, like, all her HP is gone. Like, it'd be very easy to one-shot Nautica, which scares me a little bit. I think maybe I'm playing her a little bit too safe as well, and that might be a part of, like, why I'm struggling to get this finished. But also, I also will point out, because we haven't done a survey in a while, is that sometimes survey teams are not, like, the best in slot, best team composition to be running with a character. And running the character on your own gameplay with your own characters that you build yourself can be a lot easier, quite frankly. Out of personal experience, I say that. See, this one has 12. Like, that was damage. One thing I'm curious, though, because we didn't get to see her, like, lower insight incantations. One thing I am curious about is if those incantations can even do anything, because I've seen people, like, making the joke of, like there's people not leveling insight to Insight 2 for Nautica because the beast form is, like, painful for her canonically. So people are like, I don't want to hurt her, and it's like, she's pixels on a screen, my guy. But, like, do her basic incantations, what we talked about earlier, the basic attack and the basic was, I think it was a buff. Do those even do anything? Because they sound like they do. Like, curious. I'm very curious about that one. Also, I am using Weaver of Light religiously because we're not doing well. We also only have, like, 4 rounds left, and that scares me because we might not finish this. We literally might not finish this. I do think it's a little bit of a team comp, just not being, like, the right team comp situation. We have another Nautica ult, though, so we should be able to clear. I'm hoping we can clear that out. I'm using Weaver of Light again. All right. Eternity and Nautica, I need you to take this guy out. Oh, please die faster. If I have to do this a second time, I'm gonna be very mad. All right, what's our HP look like? I think we could actually run the Martyr of the Abyss, and I think I might do it. I'm trying to decide, because I want to stack. I think I might just do that, and we'll use a Martyr of the Abyss there. Okay. I really hope using Martyr of the Abyss is not my downfall. Like, I really hope that doesn't ruin this run. There's not that much left of the run. Please don't kill Nautica. Okay, we have Nautica's ult and 2 heals. Oh my god. Stop it. Stop it. Go back there. Okay, so you. Fingers are crossed on this one. Because I need this round to work because we only have one more round after this. I feel like that's my one thing with characters that consume their own HP is that I like tend to be very safe with that sort of thing. And like, if my characters lose HP, it stresses me out and I have to immediately heal them. So that could be my one downfall with a character like Nautica. All right, we have like one round left. And like this thing has like way too much HP for that one round. I want that to stack that. This is our last round. So this is probably not gonna go great. I'm probably gonna have to do this twice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this twice. Yep. So if you hit round 20, does it just, yep, there, okay. Well, I've actually never had that happen. How do I even clear this? It's a survey stage. All right, see, I tried to metagame. You can have helpers in this battle. I know. I tried to metagame it. We're not metagaming anymore. I'm literally just clicking whatever shows up in whatever order it shows up. Buff Nautica, sure. I am running whatever shows up in the order it shows up and we're just doing that. My one thing is I didn't use this like blood tithe indicator. Like, I think you can click on it. I'll try next round because maybe that was my downfall. Oh, it's not my turn yet. Gotta wait for the boxes. Oh, that does do something. What do you know? All right, let's run that. What does blood tithe actually do then? Is it like a heal then? Okay, well, I ran out of rounds, so that wouldn't have changed anything. So maybe at the beginning of each round, we hit the blood tithe bar and see if that does anything. See what it gives us. Okay, you know what? That might be the way to run that. Hit the thing. Okay, I think I just wasn't using blood tithe properly. Okay, you know what? I've never used blood tithe before, so like that makes sense. I feel a little bit better about myself now. Oh yeah, I definitely just wasn't using blood tithe properly. Cool. Okay, I'm okay with that. Oh, I forgot to do the blood. We only had one on blood tithe, so that makes sense. I just wasn't using that mechanic properly. I feel a lot better about myself now. It's okay, we're learning. You don't have to be good at everything the first time you do it. And I wasn't good at the blood tithe mechanic. Big whoop. At least I know how it works now. I figured it out so you guys don't have to. I really want like a triple speed now though. All right, blood tithe. Boom, boom, boom. Buff Nautica, boom. I don't know, I think blood tithe might just heal, but for whatever reason, I like to think it's buffing my characters a little bit, so I'm gonna run with that. That mass attack hit the little guys instead of the big guy, and the big guy is the one I need dead. So like, thanks Nautica. Again, it mostly hit the little guys. Also, the throwdown meta, as I like to call it, where you just hit things, tends to work a lot better. I also forgot blood tithe again. So maybe every other round on blood tithe is fine, because I keep forgetting, and then I remember the next one. I still feel like it's taking us forever to do damage on this thing. Blood tithe. What are we looking at HP wise? Yeah, we got enough HP. Let's Martyr of the Abyss that. I'm like, how much HP do we got? Yeah, we should be fine. I'm running a blood tithe too, so that's fine. With that blood tithe mechanic though, hypothetically, you probably wouldn't need a healer, but they have Ezra as a blood tithe character and the healer. I think it's because the characters that are best in slot, best teammates for Nautica are technically in upcoming patches. So that makes sense. And I have said this before, I don't love to talk about what's coming on the... Oh, I said that at the beginning of this video! We've been here for too long! But yeah, I think her best teammates are coming up, so they just kind of threw a team together that would work for now. And it's not really doing entirely what it needs to do, if that makes sense. But you know what? They're trying. They're trying. What are we looking at? HP? Yeah, we got enough HP, especially because I'm running Ezra stuff, so we'll do another Martyr of the Abyss. This really just turned into my blood tithe training arc, because I don't know how blood tithe works. Which is fine. We learned. I don't know how Ezra, of all characters, got blood tithe as a mechanic. Like, looking back on that, I don't know how that happened, but hey, it is what it is. Blood tithe. That. What are we looking at? Yeah, we're fine on HP. Martyr of the Abyss. That attack. That attack. That attack. God, this guy still takes so long to take out. You can really tell that this is not the right team for Nautica. Because when you have a team that works in reverse, you're here for like 2 seconds, you know? Only hit 3 times in that one. God damn. My stacks are not stacking. Just waiting this one out. All right, what do we got? Blood tithe, first of all. You, buff Nautica. You, Martyr of the Abyss. And we'll do an attack, and I'll save that ult for the next round. Because I think the thing is, I'm running the attacks so frequently that the stacks can't stack up enough. And that's why we had that 3-stab round. All right, this is gonna be a big round for ultimates. Maybe. Let's run a Martyr of the Abyss, and then just do straight ultimates. Why the hell not? I'm desperate. But yeah, this really isn't selling Nautica's kit for me, but I'm still pulling for her because I like her as a character. I've said this before, I don't really concern myself with meta. But you know, the lion does not concern herself with meta. I am not the lion. But I pull for characters because they're of lore relevance and the fact that they're pretty. And Nautica's there, so... 9, see, yeah, that's better. Oh! That was damage! Okay, so I think I was just playing it way too safe that first round. That's exactly what happened, because I kept doing Weaver of Light instead of Martyr of the Abyss and switching. Definitely fixed that. Okay, awesome. That's how you run, my girl. All right, let's do that. So those can stack. We'll do that. And that stacks. And another attack. Sure. That's how you do things. Yeah, definitely just playing it way too safe. You really can't play it safe. With Nautica, you kind of just have to go all in. So yeah. Otherwise, we still were here for a very long time, but Martyr of the Abyss and whatever, I forget the name of her ultimate. Those two together, insane. Like, now we're talking, you know? I'm gonna run these ults. All right, Blood Tithe, Adaptive. Wait, what are we looking at? Health-wise, yeah, we're fine. Run that Martyr of the Abyss. We'll do that buff as well. Why not? Symbolize buff, ult from Nautica. I don't know if we're even gonna need to do this full run of incantations, but we'll give it a shot. We'll do this whole run. All right, Nautica, do it for me. Oh no, Symbolize is gonna hit first. All right, let's see this. Only 6. It took him out. Take him out. Take him out, sweetie. You got this. There it goes. Oh, God. We're free. Yeah, no, I was just playing it way too safe. You cannot play it safe with the Nautica. Yeah, that makes... All right, we learned. We learned. Bye, Symbolize. All right, cool. If I hit enter and it throws me into something, I will just tab out of the game. Oh. It actually recommends you finish chapter 10 before participating in this event. Will provide a more immersive story experience. Start event anyways. I'm not going to go into that, but I want my clear drops. That's why we did that. And I can't even get my clear drops. What the heck? What the heck, Blue Epoch? What are you doing to me? All right, well, this is gonna end up being a 2-hour long video because we're already almost at an hour and a half and haven't done anything. So I do think we will go shopping for garments in the next video, the half patch video, because I don't want to do that today, quite frankly. But we go summon. I have 2,780 clear drops, 830 crystal drops, which I will be saving for the shop for garments and things, so we will not be dipping into those, but I do have 15 unilogs as well as a free decatome box. So let's zero pity in. I would pull for Lucy, but at this point I am afraid she's no longer going to be in the meta because yeah, I don't know, because Nautica released. So I'm just gonna pull for Nautica. All right, free decatones, let's go. Is that the right color? Please tell me that's the right color gold and it's not a 50-50 loss. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, cool. So I don't even have the box in the right place. Who is it? Hi. You're so pretty. Hi. Let me put my box in the right place. All right. Well, who's our other 5-star? Another beast character. This concerns me. It's Sweetheart. This concerns me that it's all beast. Because see, this could go one of two ways. It could go how it went when I pulled for Ezio and then the first Decatone box pull, Ezio came home. Or it could go how when I pulled for Cassandra, lost my 50-50 to Marcus early, and then had to keep pulling for Cassandra. I'm scared. I'm gonna click the thing. We're looking for Spirit. We're looking for Spirit. No! Oh my god! Okay, I don't have Lopera. Okay. That was only the first temple. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Actually, okay, I don't have Lopera. Okay, that's okay. Open all. Okay. Oh god, that was a time, wasn't it? I actually screamed. We got 10 cassettes of the Lost. Yay. God, this is... Oh boy. All right, well, back to a 10 pull. Not even a 5-star on that one. What? That's unfortunate. All right, so we're at 10 pity. Let's keep going. This is so unfortunate. Going to the bank. Going to the bank. Gonna see if I can buy anything at the bank. No, I can't. Okay, to 20. Confirm, please. Okay, it's not the right gold. It's too light. 3 5-stars, though, kind of goes insane. It's 2 copies of Sweetheart and Diggers. I'm gonna, like, max out my Sweetheart. All right, I might use those crystal drops. I ain't even gonna lie. Okay, so that was to 20. This will bring us to 30. Please go the right. Darn it, it's purple. All right, this is getting really unfortunate. We're to 80. So if I want to do any more pulls, I can get one singular pull at 30. Summon one. I thought we were gonna get so lucky. I was so excited. What's that? It's gonna be the twins. I'm not getting your garment. I swear. All right, so we're at 31 pity. Lopera, that wasn't your banner. It literally was not your banner, Lopera. Wrong banner. Oh my god, that went so fast and ended up being so unfortunate. That was really bad. Oh my god. Well, I gotta go. What does Alexios want? Oh, do I have portraits I didn't activate? I didn't get all of his portraits, by the way. I didn't get all of his portraits. Oopsies. Let me just unlock these portraits, yeah. The walk of shame. The portrait unlock of shame. Baby Blue. Hello, Baby Blue. What do you... Wait, you don't want that. What do you want? Oh, story. That's 30 clear drops. I'll take it. You know, if I run through some dailies right now. P2 Matilda. Hey. Oh, Sonet. When did I get a copy of Sonetto? Oh, I didn't. Oh, she wants insight. Oh my god. Didn't even realize that. Diggers. Hello. 1 copy for you. Sweetheart, 3 copies for you. Literally out of nowhere. I just want to come down here and pin Lopera, so I build her. Immediately go to my opening screen and Ezio's here, speaking Italian. I'll keep pulling. That was just kind of unfortunate. It's gonna be another Angelnella situation where next year on the banners, or the year in review, it's gonna say the banner you pulled on the most was, wait, what's the name of the banner? The banner you pulled on the most was the myth at her fingertips, and then I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna scream. Because I'm gonna be like, oh, yep, that was the one. That was the one. We can't even get, like, there's no, like, 5-star characters in the limited shop this year. Last year, for Lucy's limited shop, they had, like, X and somebody else in the shop. So if you didn't want to, like, if you didn't have enough cassettes to spend on a copy of Nautica, you could get one of the 5 stars. And I kind of liked that, but we can't do that this year. Unfortunate. Well, we're not pulling on the Lucy rerun. That's for sure. I don't really know what to do with myself now, though. That was a really unfortunate thing that happened. I gotta do Critter Crash. I gotta do Critter Crash! I mean, we did get a character. We did get a character, and I still have other characters. Like, if a character's pinned, that means I need to build them. So this was, oh, I only have P1 Marcus, but this is what I was talking about. Marcus keeps using my 50-50. All right, we'll do outfits, garments, whatever next time. Because I do want to grab Ulrich's and Caprina's, but if I, actually, wait a minute. We might do that today. I need to ends on a win. But I think I can, you get a discount, but I realize I have crystal drops. So if we go garment, oh my God, Kiparina's is 880. Is that 880 with the discount? Wait a minute. It's 515. I have enough for Kiparina's. Okay, so we're buying Kiparina's garment, the universe, and the Rook's shell, because I have Kiparina and I've been using her on my impromptu team very frequently. Buy. And then if I buy that one, does that mean I get a free? Look at her little outfit. Click through then. Aw, she looks so pretty in this garment. Wow. She's giving us her secrets. Cutie. I haven't heard that line in a while. I don't know if that's a new line, but I haven't heard it in a while, probably. All right, we have Kiparina's little garment, and we got the cut to fit garment. So does that mean I now have a freebie if I want to get Ulrich's garment? We tap to uncover the mystery, or is it just another coupon? Darn it, it's just another coupon, isn't it? So if you buy one, darn it. So I do want it though. I think I'll wait and do his garment in the half patch, because I thought I could just get a free garment. Because it made it sound like, but maybe if you need to, like, actually buy one of them, you know? And but I had crystal drops. Oh, I'm confused with this one. Hold on, I want to read it. Was it 64 in black and white? Log in during the event to receive a cut to fit garment worth 365 crystal drops. So that's basically you get a 365 crystal drop coupon. Buy any garment in the garment shop to receive another one for free. So I guess, does the first one not count? What's the rules? If there are no garments available for purchase in the garment shop at the time of expiration, this item will be converted to 365 crystal drops. Because I bought one and I didn't get one for free. Is it another one of the, how does it work? Oh, receive another one for free. So it's not any garment. This is vague. You receive another coupon for free if you buy another garment. Okay. So I do need a little bit more to spend for Ulrich, but we'll do that in the half patch. We'll get the garment for Ulrich, but I just wanted a win, and I had the crystal drops, so I said, sure, why not? Look at her, look how cute she is. She's so cute. I can't wait to use her on my teams and see that garment in action, because it's so cute. She's so cute. Okay, let's go stare at Nautica now, because I didn't get her. Let's go stare. All right, look at her. Wow, she didn't come home. It's okay. Anyways, that's it for this video. An hour and a half, and Nautica didn't even come home. I'll move the box over here so we can all see her. Wow, look at her. She's so pretty. Wow. That's it for this video. Very cursed, but we learned how Blood Tithe works, so that's fun. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like down below, as well as subscribe for more, and hit the little notification bell to be notified when I upload new ones. Let me know in the comments down below how your Nautica pulls went. All right, are we all suffering? I don't want to say I hope we're all suffering, but, like, I don't want to be alone either, so there's that. As always, I hope everyone had or is having a super lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all in my next video, where hopefully I'll have, I won't have Nautica in the next one. You know, I might, actually. Maybe the half patch. If I have Nautica, I'll let y'all know. Anyways, that's it for today. Bye, guys!